finally get this in.
Hi, friends. This is Caitlin. Welcome back to Pink and Main. I'm here on YouTube and Facebook. I'm so sorry for being a couple minutes late, but I love that everybody else was like in time and ready to go in the comments. I've seen so many people checking in. Virginia is back. I'm so glad to see you. Barbara's here. Julie's here. Melissa. Annette is back, checking in from Montreal. It is rainy and windy here down in Delaware too, Annette. Gloria's checking in, Susan, Maria. Julie said it's bad in Ontario too. Dawn's here, Sandra, Krista. Man, we got a good crew tonight, guys. I love to see it. Lori's here. Thank you all so much. It seems like Wednesday might be a really good night. We might have to play around with switching it up once in a while. That's so exciting. Okay, well, we are going to be working with the For Peeps Sake stamp set tonight. And I'm so excited because, you know, if you've been here with me before, you know I love the Pink and Main s'mores. There were Christmas s'mores, we have fall s'mores, and now we have spring s'mores. So I thought it would be fun to do like a very simple, for me, I'm not a clean and simple girly, but I'm going to try really hard. We're going to make a more clean and simple style card with these sweet little s'mores. So I see Jane is also checking in from PA. Stacy's catching a live. This is so exciting. There's such a good mix of new names and familiar names. I love that. Okay, let me get out of solo. There we go. Oh, I think my camera got knocked to the side in my rush to sit down, I bet. Okay, there we go. You guys know. That's a little better. Let me put this in here too. There we go. Okay. So like I said, we're doing For Peeps Sake. And the main ones that I want to use are the bunny and the chick. And I think it would be cute to kind of have them stacked. I love it. I do also love these guys and like the little peeps in the s'more. But for the layout I'm going for, I am thinking a little more simple with the bunny and the chick s'more. They do have coordinating dies, but the sentiments don't. So you know what? These are really like narrow. And I ordered myself the sentiment strip dies from Pink and Main a while ago, and I haven't gotten to use them because so many of the Pink and Main sets come with the coordinating dies that I just found that I wasn't really reaching for them, but they're perfect to have in our stash for something like this, where it's going to be the perfect size for that little strip. And I think we're going to go, because like the peeps to me fits more like the actual peep shape. So I'm thinking we'll do like sweet Easter greetings with the bunny and the chick would be really cute. Let's see, we could do this one. We could do one smaller. Virginia said she loves them. She needs the extra large. I think I only have the tiny and the extra large. So it's funny you say that. I have the real big ones. I think that looks like a little bit of a better size and it'll fit under our s'mores really well. So let's go with this one. We'll set that aside. These are not in the description under the supplies with the links. I will try to get them added when we're done, but everything else we're using tonight should be in that description box for you. Sandy, I didn't realize at first either that those strips were available, but they come in a bunch of different sizes, and that you can use them with any brand's sentiments. So they're definitely a great staple to have in your stash. Um, because like, yeah, you can use them for anything. And then I also have been dying to use the new pearls. These are the Pop Flower Sticky Pearls. And I just think they're so beautiful, right? These are the first ones that I've seen, at least from Pink and Main, that's a sticky pearl versus an enamel dot. All of the other pearls that I have from Pink and Main have been the loose ones. And I love that these come in the 3 different sizes. And they coordinate with the Pop Flower pattern paper, which I'll show you, but we're not going to use tonight because I used it so much last week. I thought I would give you guys a break in case anybody would enjoy a switch up. But you can see how the blue and the greens and the yellows really coordinate perfectly with that pattern paper. So if you like the Pop Flower, that is perfect. Or if you just want some springy little pearls, also perfect. So we'll bring those in at the end. I'm going to go ahead. Let's get our images stamped so they can dry for a minute while we do our embossing folder work. How about that? Because it wasn't going to be a super crazy card, I didn't pre-stamp. Also, if you guys were here last week, the reason we're live tonight and tomorrow instead of Tuesday, Thursday, because I had a work trip, a work retreat the last couple of days, which was great, very inspiring. Lots of like brainstorming, lots of feeling very heard, which I love. Obviously, it's nice to feel heard and valued. But I did kind of roll in back into town and try to, catch up around here, actually like see my husband and kids. So this is like a perfect, fun card. Quick enough, but not, still fun. So I'm going to go in with the Asphalt ink. Let's see, Dawn said that she is making a trip to Florida in March and she's hoping to get to Pink and Main. I hope you make it too. If you do, you have to report back. I also am dying to go see Pink and Main's storefront in person. I saw Connie was checking in. Welcome, welcome. I also want to let you guys know, I did put a link again in the description for anyone who wants to reserve a free ticket to the Cardmaker Success Summit. That is happening next weekend. It is the March, I think, 8th through the 10th. It starts next Thursday night and then goes through Sunday. And because Pink and Main is a sponsor this year, and the Shell will be doing an exclusive live as part of the summit. So, and it's like I said, it's free to reserve a ticket, and you'll get to see Michelle in action. So I do want to be upfront that the link that I put does let them know that you are reserving your free ticket through me because I'm also teaching a class with them. It's free, so you know what I mean. It's not costing you anything, but it just lets them know that you like me, and I can definitely pass on that I put it up here through Pink and Main. So you like us all. It's fun. It's definitely a lot of different topics. If you're want to refresh or see some different ideas, it's just like, yeah, it's a whole weekend free virtual event. And I know I'm excited to see what Michelle does because I think her style and my style can be very different. And she thinks of things that I feel like I would not think of on my own. So, all right, we're going to set our bunny and our little chick s'more to the side to dry. let me get these combined while we have them out. So I always like to keep my stamps and my dies together. So I take my stamps and my backing paper out of their wrapper. I trim that off. Melissa, great question. So my class is live on that Saturday. Let me check really quick to I don't think I can give you the exact date and time of Michelle's because I think that's like a once you're in that Facebook group. But I feel pretty confident I can give you the time or the day of her live, so you can mark both down. And it's nice because they will be up in that group, so it's not like if you don't see it live in that moment, you're never going to see it again. After hangout, let's see. Of course, now it's not going to pop up. There's so much stuff going on. That's part of it. While we're waiting and I'm scrolling, I do need a suggestion for like the accent color that we're going to do for this today. So I'm going to be coloring in our little bunny and our chick, but I want to stamp the sentiment in a color and add those pearls in a color. So between the yellows, green, blues, and pink, I need you guys to start voting on what you think the like accent color should be with our neutral pebble background. Okay, so Michelle's going to be live on March 10th. Nope, that's the wrong thing. Where's my calendar? Whatever day March 10th is. So Sunday. So my class is gonna be active on or live for you to watch on Saturday the 9th, and Michelle is gonna be live at this Card Maker Success Summit on March 10th. Okay, let's see. Nina's checking in. I'm so glad you did make it. So far, it seems like pink and green. Green is definitely winning so far, which is fun because that's not a color I probably would have been drawn to on my own. So I love that. We can definitely do some green. We might have to get creative with pulling in a different ink for our green. Maybe show some other brand love because the Pink and Main, the park green, is not quite the spring green that the pearls are. So I just put my dies and my stamps into one package. We'll set all of that to the side. And then I'm really excited to use this embossing folder. I'm taking a piece of my Pebble cardstock. And this is the Rattan embossing folder. And it's like a 3D embossing folder. You can see it looks different. Let me grab a regular one. The standard Pink and Main embossing folders all have the print like of what it is in pink, but the ones that don't have the pink, they have more dimension to them. So it's not just like one flat layer. These, like the basket weave that's there, actually does like weave up and down. So it just has a different look and a lot more texture. So I really love leaving these as like a tone on tone because there's going to be so much going on with it. If you go out to get your free ticket, oh, turn off your pop-up blocker. Yeah. You guys can also, there's not like a rush. You can always sign up for your free ticket after this too. That link's not going anywhere. And it's free like all the way up through when the summit starts. So don't panic that you're on a limited thing. But yeah, I just think it's so cool. And I love the idea of everybody showing up extra to make sure that Michelle has a great audience while she's live. It's just every time I watch her, I learn something new. So we are going to set our Pebble cardstock right in there. Oh gosh. Oh my die cutting plate's running away. Now, because this is a deeper embossing folder, my sandwich is going to change on my die cutting machine. I kind of still have to tweak and play with it a little bit to make sure that it's snug enough, but that I'm not forcing it through my machine. So just keep that in mind. Be gentle and careful with your stuff because you can hurt your die cutting machine if you force it through. So I have a Sizzix Big Shot and I'm using one plate and my full bottom plate with all of the attachments down. And I'll show you up close what that looks like. So you can see we just get a crazy amount of depth, and I like this because it has the vibe of an Easter basket without necessarily being just a typical basket weave. Pink and Main does also have a regular basket weave that is also very pretty, but I just really wanted to change it up. I just think this is so cool. And you can always go in and add a little bit of an extra color or like a slightly darker ink from whatever your base color is, just to push it even more. But again, I'm trying to go for a little bit more of a simple look today. So I think I'm just going to leave it tone on tone, but I am going to trim it down and we'll add it to a side folding A2 card base. Right, Krista? I just think it's so unique. I don't know that I've seen a lot of other rattan, you know, whatever that is, right? I think these, because they're going to have that white outline from the die cutting. I think having that little bit of a white mat is going to be really pretty. Oh, Heather, I'm so glad that you saw that marker maintenance video. Marker maintenance is like my least favorite thing to do, but it's so beneficial. Definitely, it's like not even a question. It definitely makes sure markers last a lot longer. But I also know that it's just not a fun thing. Not once in my life have I been like, you know, it sounds like a great time today, sitting down and refilling on cleaning all my markers. I'd rather be using them. If you don't clean them, then you can't use them. Oh, hey, Misty, you are not that late, I promise. Yeah, so that's going to give us just that little bit of a white mat. So refresher for Misty and anyone else who's jumping in. We just went in with Pebble cardstock and the Rattan 6x6 embossing folder to make this really fun textured panel. And we trimmed it down to a 4x5 1/4, and we are going to add it with some liquid glue to our background because I want to pop up my images of foam because this is really textured. And you will all be very excited to know that my order did come in and we are back to the big guy. We're back to our full roll of foam tape. I'm very proud of myself that I finally actually put all of that order in and I got new ice rink paper, and I got new asphalt paper. Lovely. What a great time. Oh, and I got a new pattern paper pack. I should show you. I was really excited about it. It's one I've never had before. I'm sure that might seem crazy to you guys because you know at this point I have quite the Pink and Mean collection, but I still discover new things on the website all the time. And it took us, I'm pretty sure it was either August or September that I got my last roll of foam tape. So it made it a long time, considering the fact that we use it almost twice a week, every single week, 1 to twice a week. And I use it for my other blog projects and stuff too. What paper did I get? So this is the new paper I got. Vitamin C, just in time for summer. I know we're nowhere near summer, but mentally I'm ready for summer. And I also like, though, that there are some like less obvious summer options, right? The stripes are just pretty colors. The polka dots could very easily just be whatever. But yeah, super fun. Hopefully we can use that soon. Yeah, Sandy, I thought so too. Hey, Leslie, I'm glad that you could catch us too. All right, so we have our card base ready to go. Let's zoom in and we'll get these little guys colored. There we go. All right, let's start with the graham cracker part. I want there to be some definition, but I don't really want these to be super dark. So we're gonna start with E35. Krista, I agree. Pink and Mean has some of my favorite papers. And just like, so I love that every pack seems to have like very themed options and also very just like general patterns. So like even my Christmas ones, I feel like there's patterns in there that I can use anytime, which I love. I love being able to mix and match my products. All right, so we did 35. Now we jumped all the way up to 31. And for that bottom graham, I'm just going to color in the whole thing for this little guy because there's not a lot of room there. And then we'll come in with 30 just on the edges. Okay. We'll do the same idea on the little bunny, but I'm going to kind of emphasize a shadow under those ears. Leslie, I love them too. They are so stinking cute. Okay. Come back in with that 31. And I want to make sure I'm not smearing around any of that ink. So if that's ever a concern too, you can always kind of stipple in your color a little bit. Sorry, back to 31. Sometimes when you drag your marker all the way across, you can see there's like just the tiniest bit of ink transferring up. Right, you can kind of see it where I swatched it. So all you have to do is kind of wipe off that extra and you can go back in. And if you just kind of pounce your marker up and down, it'll take that away. Nina. Oh, Nina. I'm glad you didn't either, but I also know that, like I said, it probably not everyone is ready for that, all the summer vibes. Or maybe with all of this rain and yucky weather, you guys are ready for the summer vibes. Because I know Monday was like beautiful here and I was so excited. And now it's back to cold and raining. No, thank you. All right, so there are our little graham crackers. Super simple. So, I mean, really, these should be white, but I think the chick would look weird if it was plain white. So maybe we'll just go for like a very pale yellow, like way paler than anything we've tried so far. So let's start with a Y11. And I don't need a shine on these. I do want a little bit darker, kind of under where that chocolate's going to go. We'll jump to Y00. Oh, Barbara. Barbara said it was 80 in Oklahoma and then 27 this morning. That's crazy. That's a big jump. I'm over here complaining about like 60 to 40, not 80. That's so mean to hit you with 80 and then immediately turn around and be cold. I'm going in with Y00. You wouldn't have to go this light. I just don't have anything like in between. I feel like that really washed out that yellow on the outer edges. So I'm just going to pop a little bit more of that Y11 back in. So it's just that really, yeah, that really soft little peep yellow. -14. No thanks, Julie. You can keep that. Missy, you are right. There are colorful marshmallows. That is true. And I don't think there will be any confusion about what's going on here, right? Like they're very clearly s'mores. They do need some blushy cheeks. So let's grab our 20. Okay, and we'll just fill in for both of them their little cheeks. I do kind of want to keep the bunny on the white side, I guess, the marshmallow side. So let's go neutrals. I think we did like cool grays on our last bunny, so let's stick with neutrals. We'll go N2. Sandy, me too. Definitely craving s'mores. It's not dark enough. On our work trip, we were gonna do s'mores. We had a little fire pit where we were. And then last night it started raining. So I did not get my s'mores. And I'm very sad. All right, so I'm adding in N3, kind of under the ear and to one side on that one. We're going to add a little shadow under those drips of chocolate. And then along really thin lines on the outside of our little bunny. And I'm going to go all the way up to N0 to blend that out, to shade that out, because I really don't want these to look like gray, like a gray marshmallow. I really want him to look like a white marshmallow. So we need to leave a lot of white paper space. Right, so it's just enough that he looks shadowed and like he belongs. We didn't forget him. But especially once we add in the chocolate colors, which I think we should go with the E20s because it's E27 is called milk chocolate. So for this one, I think I'm just going to do the 27. There just isn't a ton of room there. But for the bunny, we have a little bit more space. So I'm going to shade one side of those drips. And then we'll go in with the 25 and fill that in. Just a little bit of texture back in with that 27. right? It just kind of creates that little bit of a ripple effect. The bunny is going to go on top anyway, so it's okay that he's got like a little bit more going on. Just layering that same 27 just to see if it dries any different. I'm not sure it will. All right. I do think some white highlights could be very cute. So let's see how my 8 gel pen's going. Let's get it posted. Kind of just warming it up, not pressing really hard. With these little ballpoint pens, you want to make sure that you're never like tapping it or really pushing down on it to get it rolling, because it's going to jam that little ball in the ball point pen down. So you want to just do nice little light motions. And I'm going to add my little highlight to that chocolate, even on the little chick, which will help kind of make up for there not being that extra shading there. And I can add just an extra little white eye highlight to both of them, just kind of off to the side. The graham cracker part wouldn't really have a highlight. We can kind of break up the little cheek marks. That's not like my specialty, but I do think it's a cute look. It just kind of softens them. There we go. I think that's enough. I think I really like the chocolate looking very shiny and the marshmallow part not. Let's grab our dies. Like I said earlier, I will be back live again tomorrow. So if you guys have any ideas or requests for what we should work on tomorrow, I am very open to ideas and input. We want another spring card. If we want to see something with that vitamin C paper for some early summer inspiration. If you want to see a spring card with the vitamin C to see how I would use it as not summer inspiration. If we want Christmas paper as not Christmas paper, I'm not willing to make a Christmas card at this time. But if you want to see Christmas paper used in a different way, I would be willing to do that. Or if there's still a stamp set that's come out that or an image from one stamp set maybe I haven't used yet. You guys know I'm always open to your suggestions. You want to make stuff that you guys really want to see and will be inspired by. With more spring mugs, I can do that. Melissa and Gloria both said more spring mug cards. Do you know what would be fun? One of the design team members did that mug on a string, or the mugs on a string where they like kind of shift. Maybe we can do something fun along those lines. I haven't tried that before, so it would be a fun experiment for all of us. Oh, Veronica said a St. Patrick's Day card. Even if we don't do that tomorrow, Veronica, I can definitely get that on the list. That would be very cute and timely. All right, so we have our camera is being a pain. Let's see. Melissa says, yes, mug on a string. I'm very curious to see how that turns out too. All right, so we're going to kind of stack these like this. That's my vision. And we need our little sentiment. Let's get that ready. I think we said sweet Easter greetings. And I need to find a green. It looks like that green. So I do have quite a collection of distress inks we could try. I do also want to show you, I in a Word document, like made my own swatch board for the pink and main dyes. So just so you can see, the park is very much like a yellow green, and these little green pearls are very much like a neutral to slightly blue toned green. So that's why we're not going to use the park. But I do have the distress inks. Let's see if any of those. None of those are quite right either. We could probably go a little darker if we needed to. I would say maybe like Mowed Lawn. What else do I have? Oh, and I have Mowed Lawn in an oxide, which would stamp cleaner. So yeah, let's try Mowed Lawn. It's a little darker, but hopefully with an oxide, as it oxidizes, it'll dry lighter anyway. And I just know a lot of people have the Distress line. So if they're looking for alternate colors, that seems like a safe place to start. Okay. Look on my phone. I have two of these now. They were like leaking. Oh yeah, these are inks. So the main difference is the oxides have extra stuff in them so that they dry down differently. They oxidize as they dry, which creates kind of a chalkier tone. But for what we're doing, I do think that that will give a very fun look. I'm gonna go mow the lawn, like a fun Easter grassy green. Let's grab our. You guys do know that I hate having different white papers next to each other. So we'll go with a scrap of my Copic Express It paper that I used, that I used to stamp and color my images. I do also know that Michelle likes to use Copic Express It too when she's coloring with her Copics. So you have two people vouching. Oh, Nina said she likes the green pearls with the pink color. With the pink and main color, the dress shop. The green and the pink. I was thinking going tone on tone. You guys let me know. We can do green and pink or all green. Both react with water, Nina. It's just on how they react. The oxides, like the oxides give you a more, I think, like a stronger reaction. Especially if you're not going to pick up color. Like with the Distress inks, I like to spray and then go in with a paper towel or a cloth and pick up the extra color. Where the oxides, you can spray and it'll make kind of those bubbles on its own while it oxidizes. Melissa's saying keep it green, all green. Dawn's saying all green. So I think this time we'll do all green, but maybe for our next round, like our maybe tomorrow, we can do like a green and pink or a green and purple situation. What do I need? Because I don't stamp with my oxides a lot. I don't do that often. Just want to make sure we get a clean impression. But also the Pink and Main inks are water-based, so you can also add water, like splatter water on those and pick up the color. It'll reactivate the ink, which I'm not sure is the same as technically as reactive. But you can also add water, like water to your ink and watercolor with them. So you can definitely play with those with water too. There's just not quite the same range of color options. Sweet Easter greetings. I don't love how that's stamped. Let's clean it off and try one more time, a little bit over. And it doesn't have to be perfectly straight because we're going to go in with that tiny little sentiment banner die. Oh, that was worse. All right, let's let that dry back for a minute. I think the first one's going to be the way to go. Just a little bit lighter, which is what I was going for. But I definitely think will still work with our green pearl. Definitely close enough. All right, Sweet Easter greetings. And you guys know I always trim down my paper. Yeah, Gloria, fair point to not press down, especially not pressing down super hard. I like to apply like a light kind of even pressure over them if I feel like I need to. But if you're squishing down, especially with these thinner, like more delicate sentiments, you don't want to be like squashing really hard because it will make the edges bleed. All right, you might have to go one size smaller because I went very close to the edge. Let's see what one size smaller looks like. Oh yeah, that's still cute. Okay. Just have a little less space on either side, but I'm very fine with that. Oh, Gloria said especially with oxides as well. I did not realize that, but it makes sense. They're definitely like a very wet ink. So I could see them being shiftier. We're going to get that because this is so little and I want it to be very precise. We're going to tape up both sides. Run that through the delicate machine and then we'll get this all assembled and wrapped up. Very cute. The thicker ink. Perfect. Thanks, Gloria. Make sure that makes its way back into our backing paper. What did I do with that giant ball? Okie dokie. So we're going to trim off some little bits of foam. Keep. Also, I was cleaning out my car over the weekend and I don't even remember what I was doing, but I smacked my hand and then now I have this really great bruise. So sorry about that. Let's get our little chick set up first. I want them just to be a little bit over halfway, like up on our card, but I want them pretty close to center. I'm pretty close to level. So I'm going to bring in a little T-square and just press that and make sure that it's level on our card. And I don't need them to be completely overlapping, but I do want just a little bit. So I'm going to pull up and trim just a little bit of my foam tape from the bottom of the bunny so that he can kind of sit just above like that, a nice little stack. And our little sweet Easter greetings can kind of go right on top of one of those rattan stripes. Going with my easy squeeze glue. Make sure I don't have too much on there. I can kind of just wiping off the excess with my finger. And I have my Pink and Main microfiber here all the time. Oh, thanks, Gloria. Me too. I love a textured tone-on-tone background when I'm trying to keep things a little more simple. I have to work at it a little bit harder. So it's like a nice way to appease my brain that there's stuff going on without making it bigger. All right. And then I want to just kind of tuck these guys around. I generally prefer to have my bigger pearls or gems at the bottom because to me they're kind of they look heavier, so it makes more sense for them to be kind of weighted down. And then I like to get smaller as I go up. So that's the largest. Then we'll bring in like a medium. And the largest didn't really want to tuck under, but I think, yeah, that medium one will. And then we can grab one of these little itty bitty guys and kind of have him floating up at the top, which will kind of just make a nice little zigzag up the card. Yeah, I just think that's really fun. Just kind of clean, simple, still very cute. You could put one of the springier sentiments on it and not worry about it being for Easter even. It could just be a general spring card. So yeah, I hope that was fun and a cute way for us to kind of jump back in this week. Tomorrow, I will be back at 8:30 p.m. Eastern with another card from the Spring Mugs set per everyone's requests. I'll see what I can do brainstorming for something that's a little bit fun and different, maybe something a little interactive. So yeah, always welcome to your input. I am so grateful that you guys came to hang out. Yeah, if you found us tonight on Wednesdays, we're usually here on Tuesdays and Thursdays every week from at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We usually go about 45-ish minutes. And I always go back to look at the last couple weeks of lives as well. So you can always put in your requests or comments there and I will go back to check them out. So yeah, thank you all so much. Very kind of you. One more shout out for myself and Michelle. If you want to reserve a free ticket to the Cardmaker Success Summit that's happening virtually next weekend, you can click the link in the description. It's a completely free ticket, gets you access for 24 hours. Each day, new classes launch, and Michelle will be live with them on Sunday, March 10th. So keep an eye out for all of that. I'll see you guys back here tomorrow night. And until next time, guys, happy crafting.